No, wait,
So,
wait, wait. No, yeah.
okay, we are going to share the presentation.
Okay, we are Roaming Book Foundation. Today we are with Ryan Whalen. So this is an online class. Today we're going to talk about the situation of Venezuela, and to be more specific about concert in Cucuta, the Aid Life, Venezuela Aid Life. And okay, so what is the first question?
Okay, well, the topic is who are we giving our resources to? So this is an introduction about the topic. That is the opinions of the president of Colombia, Ivan Duque, and the proclaimed interim president Juan Guaido. So basically, the main idea is that Guaido argued that up to 100 millions of dollars of humanitarian aid is needed for Venezuela. So the question is, in this picture, is La Guajira. The situation in La Guajira is something complicated too, and seems like the people, the president, and all the people, it's most important Venezuela than our own country. That's the topic.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question is, why is there not the same humanitarian aid in La Guajira?
Okay, so
What is,
um, let's start Samir to answer the question.
okay. I think all this problem is for politics things. Only because the United States and other kind of countries is interested in Venezuela for um, several things. Maybe the oil, maybe the power in Venezuela. I don't know. But La Guajira is, I don't know, something minor in Colombia. It's not so important for the president. That's the problem. So there are several children that is are dead for this nutrition in this year and the last year too. So it's something complicated. This topic in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
What do you think, Ryan? That, for example, have you heard about it?
I know
This,
about the Live Aid. I know about the that it's going to happen. I don't know about La Guajira at
Mhm.
all. So
mm, okay, the in La Guajira, like I don't know, it's like 5 years ago. That situation is happening in La Guajira because some kids are dying by
malnutrition.
the yeah
Mhm.
the nutrition.
Okay.
And um, this situation happened too in Choco, and those cities in Colombia near to La Guajira. And the real problem is that the government didn't do anything about this situation because they don't want. I don't know. It's like they don't want to help them, and they don't want to help the children that are dying by this situation. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
And some people here in Colombia and I don't know how to say quejando,
Complaining.
and could
Complaining.
you complaining
Mhm.
because the government are not doing anything. They don't have I don't know like plans to give them resources and to help them. So before the after the that is concert, some singers from Colombia like Chucky Town and like Santiago Cruz,
Okay.
they public in their social media that we need that concert too here in Colombia. It's very important because by the year, by each year, that situation is getting worse.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So that's the idea of this topic.
Okay. Okay.
The situation have been present since like pretty much 10 years ago, when this problem of the disnutrition in the children of the Guajira. So it's problematic that it's working, is happening since several years.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, wait.
And what do you think, Ryan, about this?
Well, is La Guajira, is that in Colombia? Is that
Mhm.
is that an event or a location? What does La Guajira mean?
La Guajira is like
In the upside of the country, it's them.
Okay, it's a region. It's a region then. It's a
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm sure it looks difficult for Colombians to see Live Aid happening for Venezuela, but not happening for moments like or for regions like La Guajira. Is that the basic argument right now?
Mhm.
Tell me again.
Is that the argument that or the complaint is that
Yeah.
Live Aid is happening for Venezuela, but not for domestic Colombian issues
Uh,
like malnutrition in the northern part of Colombia, right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Nutrition. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
what.
think yeah, it's difficult. I mean, do you think it's a positive thing that it's happening for one region instead of another, at least, or is it? What's your perspective on that?
Mm.
um, I don't know. I
Mm.
in here in Colombia happened a lot, like since 20 years ago, that
Okay.
in many countries they are not helping to I don't know, different cities of the country. So that happened a lot here. It's a situation. It's a common situation here.
Okay.
Mhm. Well,
Nowadays.
in this part, say this initiative of the Venezuela Freedom Concert was a way of saying that the power of culture and creativity is united by this cause, say the President Duque. So it's curious. It's something particular that the a lot of singers like Montaner, like Luis Fonsi,
Luis
arrived to
Fonsi.
Cucuta for this reason, for Venezuela. But this program in Venezuela is something new. But I think it's a problem that, yeah, maybe a few years ago too is present. But Colombia, La Guajira, this problem is something harder than Venezuela, I think.
You think it's there's more of a problem in La Guajira than there is in Venezuela?
Tell me?
Mm,
You think there's more of a problem in La Guajira than there is in Venezuela?
Mm,
mm,
and no, but well, I think La Guajira is something more. I don't know how to explain
Dramatic,
that.
no?
Mm, I don't know.
So I don't know much about either situation. I don't know much about the Live Aid. I don't know much about La Guajira. So I can't. I'm only going off of what you guys tell me. Um, do you
Okay.
understand? Yeah.
The situation. Hmm. Pretty much 10 years ago, the malnutrition in this place is something hard. I think maybe I don't know how to count, Thomas. Maybe 100 children are dead. I don't know for
Let,
years each year. I don't know
let,
the
let me see.
information exactly, but it's a high uh, number of children that are dead for that reason for malnutrition. So this problem is for that the poor government hand or the plans of the government in this place. So the food is not the best quality, or and sometimes even the food is arrived to La Guajira. So thus there are not money, there are not food enough for all of the children. That is something cultural too, because in La Guajira is indigenous. Some part is indigenous in this part. So the problem is that the culture say that you can make more children without problems. So
Sure.
more quantity. I don't know. Say population, población,
Population.
population,
Yeah.
more population and less food. I think is the
Uh
problem.
huh. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I have the real information about how many children are dead, and it says like in the last 88 years there are 470 no 4070 770 um, children dead in La Guajira.
Yeah. How many again was that?
For for instance, I forget how to read a number.
That's okay. That's okay.
This
So 4,000 or 400,000?
400,000.
400.
I need to see the number. Is there a way? Oh yeah. Is there a place you can write
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah. Because this computer doesn't okay. This computer don't want to work.
You could. Okay. Yeah. That's 4,770.
Yeah, it's a high value.
Yeah.
So this problem is something complicated. Is the worst part or the most poor part here in Colombia, like with Chocó, maybe is a problem too. But in La Guajira, the problem is that the indigenous are so abandonados. I don't know how to say abandonados,
Abandoned.
abandoned for
Hmm.
the government and for all the people, because the people in the center of the country doesn't think in that person maybe.
Sure. Sure.
Mhm.
Hmm. We are not saying that that concert was bad because we already know that the situation in Venezuela is not good for the people, and we are not saying that okay, you can do it, you can help them because they are humans too. They
Yeah.
are they have necessity too. But that we are talking as that we need that too with because this is not normal in the country, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what you're saying is there's a need for more news coverage and for La Guajira as well, for more people to hear about it and more people to do something about it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Mm,
So yeah.
okay, the next question is, why don't international Colombian artists look into the situation in their own country?
Okay.
The question is right, or is
Yes.
the question right? Okay,
Yeah, it's right.
okay. So it's the same that I told in the beginning. Artists like Carlos Vives, like Fonseca, sang in this event in Venezuela event in the concert, but only maybe Shock It Down, maybe Santiago Cruz, think in La Guajira. So I think the artist, the singer with a high name around the world, doesn't think in this part. So it's something complicated. Like Juanes, I don't know if you know some
Mhm.
of these singers, like
I know Luis Fonsi, and that's it.
Luis Fonsi,
Yeah.
Carlos Vives, Maluma. No, did
Which
you did you
no,
know
which one is he?
Juanes?
On oh, Juanes, Juanes, yeah.
Juanes, yeah.
I do know Juanes.
Hmm. Okay. So what do you think, Thomas?
Um, I don't know. I don't want to say bad things about them, but maybe they were willing to be in the concert. Yeah, we know that, but I don't know. I maybe they were in that concert to get more fama,
Yeah.
Famous.
Yeah,
famous.
I think that's a big part of it, right? Like
Mhm.
there's a lot of news coverage for Venezuela right now. There's a lot of news coverage for Venezuela. So if
Mm-hmm,
they volunteer to help Venezuela, they're going to get attention from the global community instead of just
mm-hmm,
the South American community.
Mhm.
exactly. So, but I don't know. It's a really big uh, problem because
Mm,
maybe some of them really wanted to. They really wanted to help and to have to get more money for them and those things. Yeah, but maybe they just want to get famous and some in some parts get money because maybe they get some popular popular in the social media, and yeah, that that's what I think.
um,
Now we have Steven. Steven, could you
Hello.
talk?
hello.
I I wanted to join to the class earlier, but it wasn't possible. I get punctured. I got punctured. So
Okay, don't
Great.
worry. So okay, we are talking about the concert in Venezuela. Do you know about it?
Did you know about that?
yeah, I hear something about it, and
Okay.
I was thinking that I don't know if I already talked about this, but what I think is that maybe it's not the best way to help them just because they need other kind of help. I know that they raise money. It's correct to say
Yeah.
raise money to for them, but we don't know if they really use that money for to helping them. So in some cases, they are just like using a chain or something like that to
Mm-hmm.
sometimes those news are used to hide things here in Colombia. We already know about some of those curtains, but there are a lot. For example, there are a lot of fake news that some politics and some rich people made up or make up
Yep. Makeup.
just because they want to hide something. So, but if we sorry, I always lose the mainly point of the question. So I think if they use the money that they raised they roast. They how do you say raise in past? Roast.
Like borrar, like erased. Is that what is that what you're looking for?
Uh, the past of race.
Oh, to race, like yeah, use it in a sentence.
Raise money. Raise money.
Oh,
So
okay, raised,
raised with.
raised.
Can you write it, please? Write it
Uh,
down.
How do you spell that?
Raised,
Raised.
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 Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if they use that money that they raised, I think nice. That's quite perfect.
Yeah.
Quite perfect. Okay. But if they don't, if they didn't, I think we are just we were just I don't know how do you say timados or
Uh, you
fooled maybe fooled
fooled. You were
fooled
yeah, fueron como um,
like tomado del pelo. I don't know.
tricked. Tri- yeah, TRICKED. Tricked.
Tricked.
Okay.
Tricked. Raised.
Yes, so that's what I think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And the main question is, yeah, it's right the concert in the Venezuela in Cucuta, but what about La Guajira that is in a poor situation, or I think maybe worse situation than the Venezuela?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Simple idea.
Okay, I think uh, that's so hard, man. We talk about those kind of situations. First, we it's not just La Guajira. If we talk about
Mhm.
it's no, that's it is that are in a critical change that are really bad in this moment. We could say Choco is some. Uh, I don't know if there, Brian.
Yeah.
It is wet season. I don't know.
Oh,
Rain,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, it's primavera, right? Like spring.
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 Yeah, spring is usually a lot of rain.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, here the problem is that when sometimes there is a lot of sun, is too much
Okay.
sunny, and other times we just have rain everywhere. So when it's raining, there are our structures, some structures from if we talk about I don't know how do you say alcantarillado.
I don't know. Use it in a sentence in Spanish.
Okay, eh, es por donde van las aguas de residuales,
Uh, sweet, sewage.
Sewers. Yeah.
sewers. Well, the
Sewer.
Sewer.
sewer,
Uh huh.
the sewers are not the best, so it just get clogged,
Clogged.
uh, clogged,
Clog.
and clogged,
Con G. Clogged.
clogged, clogged,
Yeah.
clogged, clogged. So there are people who's really living a hell with a lot of water, and sometimes with that it has a name. It has a name. A dry season, but it's so impactant. I don't know how do you say.
It,
It's
it
shock.
it has a lot of impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the government is not focused. It wasn't focused on what we really need, what the whole country need, because they are worried for other things. I don't want to be selfish, but to sound selfish, but it's true. If we can solve others' problems. Meanwhile, or while we have our problems or ours. So
Okay.
Mhm.
that's what I say.
Great. Another question could be why the situation of Venezuela is so important for United States or for another countries and not the situation here in Colombia, for example. What is more, why is most important the Venezuela situation than another situation in another country?
What
Are
is
you?
more important?
What is more? Because what is must is like
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I just want to make sure that I'm hearing it correctly. The question.
Yeah, that is the main idea.
Okay.
Mm, Repeat the question or what?
uh,
You
that question was for who?
For you.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat it? Samir.
right? Okay. Why this? Why the Venezuela situation is? What do you say? Worse? Worse?
Why is the Venezuelan situation or the
More.
situation in Venezuela more?
More? Okay. More important for United States or another country than the situation here in Colombia.
Okay.
Why is
I don't.
important Venezuela right now?
I don't get it. I
Could you
are.
write a question
Are you
in
asking me
the?
why it's important for them? For example, for United States, for
Yeah,
Russia, for
example, Russia, United States, for Trump, I don't know.
I.
But why? What is the reason that Venezuela is more important than Colombia or for another country? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, right now I don't know. I would say, since my point of view, I would say Venezuela is important because is economically is right now is not going well, but Venezuela has something that most of the countries want,
Uh-huh.
that is the petrol. So
But,
it's so important for them, for us, even for us, because but there is a point there because there are countries that wanted to, I don't know how do you say that, to maybe to approach this opportunity to take this petrol to the for them, but it's not just that. I mean, if we talk about human rights, there are a lot of other countries interested in Venezuela just because they are really suffering what we call um, a dictadura. I don't know
Dictatorship.
what? How do you? Yeah, can you
Yeah.
repeat it?
Yeah. Dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yep.
nice. So dictatorship, and if you see that it will be history in maybe 10 years, we will talk about the dictatorship,
Dictatorship.
dictatorship,
Yeah.
dicta-
Dictadura. Dictatorship.
dictatorship
Hmm.
of Venezuela, and we will say like, yes, it was a bad epoch. It was a, but it will be part of the history. So
That's a big part of it. I think like Hugo Chavez, we still remember Hugo Chavez here in the States. We still talk about Hugo Chavez, but
yeah.
right now, like Steven said, there's a news cycle, and we're all really focused on Venezuela. We're all really focused on getting, we're funding a new person. What's his name again? Guaido.
Mm-hmm.
We're funding Guaido in America, instead of having the dictator. His name is, what's his name again?
Juan Guaido.
Maduro.
Like no, the
Maduro.
Maduro. Yeah. See, look, I barely know about the situation, and I'm interested in South American politics. So there's in America, we have a head buzz. We have a current moment where we're looking at Venezuela, and so that's why that situation is prevalent, and that's why that situation is on top of American minds. Is because we're talking about Guaido, and we're talking about the dictatorship that's currently in place, and it's a question of morality whether we should be involved in America with Guaido or not. And so right now, that's why we care more about Venezuela, is obviously because of, like you said, the petrol, the gas, and also we have our eyes on the country as a whole right now. That's my perspective as an American citizen, one that tries to stay on top of the news. A lot of Americans don't even care what's happening unless it's right in front of them. So that's my perspective on that.
Okay,
I
so
have a question. Is do you agree or are you agree? Do you agree,
do
right?
you?
Do I
Do
agree
you
with what?
do you agree with I don't know, I think some politics, some ideas, Donald Trump's ideas
Mm-hmm.
are sometimes are good just because he doesn't think about others and he thinks about his country. And I'm not saying that it's good at all, but if our president were in that way, a little bit, just a little bit, I'm not saying it will be better, because sometimes our president doesn't think about our country
He,
and
he's
he
he's
just
more he's more focused on Venezuela right now, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
even not just in Venezuela. I mean, he's interested in doing things for other countries, but he just, I don't know. He's making a lot of efforts. Is correct to say that,
Yeah. Yeah.
for having other presidents happy, and as we are, I'm saying that we are suffering dictatorship. I forget that word.
Dictatorship.
Dictatorship.
Yeah.
Dictatorship.
It's
So
hard. It's a hard one. It's a long one too.
dictatorship.
Yeah.
Yes. But we could be better if the president were, I don't know. It's something that I think, because we can say no, yes, if he did, si él hiciera esto, si él hiciera,
Yeah. If he would do that.
if he would do that, the country will be better. And we don't know. Maybe he's doing a good work, but we don't know. Or I know that he's not doing a good work, but
Mhm.
we never know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a way to say that, a way to say que está dando gusto a todos los demás. He's pleasing other
Please.
countries. Pleasing.
Pleasing.
Yeah.
Pleasing.
I have an expression for that. I learned he's doing curry favors.
He's
Curry favors.
trying to curry favor. Trying to curry
Yes.
favor. Yeah. Like curry is in like the food, la comida.
Spicy food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the meaning?
But it's curry. Do you know Indian food? Curry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a spicy. It's an expression that you say when someone is doing something just because he wants something or she
Yeah.
wants.
Uh-huh.
So, for example,
Okay.
if I buy you an empanada, because I buy you an empanada because to I want to you I want you to I want you to help me with, I don't know, help me washing my bike or something like that. That's a
Mhm.
curry favor. Something that you do just because you want to get something. is like interesado here in Colombia. So
Mm,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay, great. Okay, great. And
Uh,
this question. Wait, I'm share the screen. The last question is this: do you think that with this problem, say sorry, here's this problem, it could start the third world war? World war is world. What happened?
world
well,
war,
World
world,
world war
world.
world war.
That the pronunciation of that sentence is something because it's world war, right?
World,
well,
World
yeah, the
world.
third. So when you're writing in English and you say the third and you want to like write it, you do three and then ere and de.
Ah,
Three.
okay. Yes, yes, I forget. Like this.
yeah, uh-huh.
That's okay.
Third World War. Yeah, yeah, I forgot that.
Uh,
No,
Great.
R, it's
ere
not
y de.
RD, RD.
RD,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
like this.
RD, yeah.
RD.
It
But without
R
E.
Without what?
without
E.
the e.
I don't understand.
without the first letter, the E.
Like this. Third.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Third World.
Nice.
Mhm. So, what do you think, Thomas?
uh, I think no. I think that we have many ways to solve that problem. It that if we are going to have a third world war, I think that is the last solution for that problem. So I think that could happen, but not right now. It's not the main solution for that. And is not a great solution right now. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, that's what I think. That is my answer.
Great. Steven,
Tell me.
what do you
Sorry,
think
tell me
The question.
about this?
about okay the Third World War.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think it could be possible. We don't know because do you remember when Donald Trump was talking to Kim Jong Un and there was a like a kind of peace and everybody was thinking that or just everybody thought that that a third world war could be possible. So right now, I don't know if, for example, Russia wanted one once. Do you say how do you say Russia won or Russia wants?
Russia wants, or
One.
Russia would want.
Russia would.
Russia want to participate in a war. I don't know. I think that it's hard. It's
Mm,
hard to think about it
yeah.
because have we must have we must keep in mind some factors. For example, that they already have an history, and we don't know how Putin
Hmm.
would react. Would react is
Mhm.
correct.
Yes, correct.
Mhm.
So, but I don't know. I hope not, not or I hope it. This I hope it doesn't happen. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a few ways to say that. I hope it doesn't happen is the easiest. I hope it doesn't escalate to that. But you have it. You got it.
Great. Yeah, the problem is the every country that is involved in this problem because it's Russia, it's United States, maybe the Chinese, Japan. It's the our country that is interested in this country in Venezuela. For that is the question: why all the countries is interested in Venezuela right now? So It's interesting, and maybe a possible third world war in the future.
Okay, but I was thinking, I would like to ask you something. Hypothetical situation. If
Mhm.
there were a third world war, which country do you think will win?
That's
Are
a
you
Mm,
running? How that?
it's a big question. I don't think there's any winning a world war. I think at this point we all have nuclear weapons, and if it escalates to the point of a world war where we're firing nuclear weapons, no one wins. Everyone loses. So Venezuela is interesting because you're right. Russia does have a hand in Venezuela, as I'm sure the Chinese do in some way at this point as well. And it's a tough thing. I don't believe personally that Venezuela could cause a third world war. I don't think the stakes are high enough, because do you know what I mean when I say the stakes?
Steaks?
States?
Yeah, this STAKES, stakes. Um, es
No.
Okay. Es la cosa que usas para como firmar una tienda, tienda, like a tent, so you're trying to put up a tent, and
Uh,
you put down a tent,
Ah,
guess. So
uh,
stakes are saying like, if you go to a casino and you bet a lot of money on something,
mhm.
the stakes are very high. The stakes are high.
Okay.
So I don't think the stakes are very high with Venezuela. Personally, I think if it was another country like North Korea as a possibility, because the Chinese have a lot to do with North Korea. Um, right now, I don't think Russian involvement in Venezuela is high enough to cause that much of an issue. I think Russia's kind of hands off of Venezuela. At least right now, Russia's kind of watching what happens with Guaido and everything like that. But
mhm.
I certainly hope not. That's I don't want it to be.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
want. And Samir, what do you think?
Hmm. I don't know. It's a hard question. It's a topic that is not easy to explain. The problematic is like always all the cases is the dinner. The yeah the dinner, no, the money, sorry. The money. So when a country is rich in that case in, in money, all the countries is involved or is interested in this part of in this country. So it's something complicated, but the problem is I think the most important too is the Colombia situation, maybe in La Guajira.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
What about you, Tommy? What do you think
About what?
about the hypothetical situation that I asked
Hmm.
some minutes later ago?
Uh, oof. I don't know. Really, I don't know because we have to like to look up to that which country has the how do you say aliado?
Allies,
Alliances,
alliances, allies,
allies. Yeah,
allies.
you're right.
Allies which country has more allies, sorry.
You're good.
uh I don't know, I think that is we can say who can be the winner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
The last question for Steven, the for the famous people.
Ah, yes, of the concert.
Mhm.
Steven, the last
The last
question
question. What is the last
is,
question? Okay, I got it.
why don't international Colombian artists look into the situation on their own country?
I think, well, I can give you two possibilities, two options, two ways to answer. The first one is that I would say they don't care,
Hmm.
but I think they care because if they don't care, if they didn't care, si no se preocuparan, yes, is it correct?
If they didn't care, yeah, if they did not care.
If they didn't care about their country, I think they won't deserve to be called Colombians or. But I think they have another because it's not like yes I want to help my country. I'm gonna. So I think it has or there is like a
A protocol.
protocol
Yeah.
to do those things. But they should do it. I don't know why they don't. So because it will be nice. It will be awesome. Not just for people in La Guajira, in Chocó. I mean, for example, what about Amazonas? We have a lot of uh,
Hmm.
countries and countries. No, it's not cities that that are suffering from a lot of bad things. And I'm not saying that it's just the weather. I mean, maybe they are starving right now and we don't know because here in the big city in Colombia, in Bogota, we don't feel the war, we don't feel the starve, we don't feel those things, those bad things that they are suffering, they are living.
Hmm.
So sorry, I lost the mainly point again.
Don't worry, don't worry. Continue.
Maybe they only care to earn money. That's all
Yeah.
the reason. So
Uh-huh.
the humanity is not part of their lives. It's only to earn money.
Yeah,
Hmm.
when there's a light shined on a situation, they'll come to it, right? Right? And that's why I think Live Aid, they're going to Live Aid is because there's a international focus on that. So that's international fame, that's international money, that's all those things.
Yeah.
It's just business for them.
Mhm.
Or maybe I think another option is that, for example, if you see a Venezuelan problem was a big new, a big new, a big news. I don't know, big new,
Big
right?
Big
big
news.
news,
It was a big
big
news.
big. It was big news.
It was big news
Yeah.
for the whole world. So maybe they, I don't know. I don't want to think about it because if I think about it, I will get mad. I don't know. Just imagine that you are a famous singer, a famous actor or actress, and you have a lot of money, and you see that your country is just suffering from a lot of things, and why you didn't, why you don't do something? That's my point. I mean, if we were in that place, what would stop us?
Yeah, but
Mm.
maybe sometimes it's dangerous for them, no? Because if they involve in politicals or in I don't know in humanitarian things, their lives maybe is in danger. I don't know.
Is that a frequent thing in Colombia? Like, do journalists have to worry about their lives in Colombia?
Mm,
No, I
Okay.
think that no. I think that mm, I don't know. If you think that, for example, I'm a singer, I'm a famous singer, and if yeah, I came to my country, Colombia, and if I want to be involved of those topics, political topics, and if appearing in the television and TV news and those things, mm, maybe I can be in problems, but not that I can say, oh, someone is gonna kill me or something like that. No.
Yeah, maybe their careers. I don't know, their profession is anger.
Yeah, maybe, but not at all.
Yeah,
It's a controversial
yeah,
topic. If we
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm,
Something else, Samir?
mm,
Show
no, I think it's what is.
another question for Steven or for Ryan. I don't know.
Mm, no. What do
Or
you think
Ryan, do you
about?
have questions?
What do you think about Donald Trump in this case, in this situation?
In the situation, give me like the specifics of the situation. Are we talking about Colombian, about Live Aid, or about Venezuela, or what in particular?
Yeah,
Mm,
about Venezuela.
Okay, yeah, I personally, I don't think that Trump should be involved in Venezuelan politics. I think America has a bad history of being involved in Latin American paramilitary groups.
mhm,
And it's mostly we give these groups guns, and these groups do whatever they want to do. Like we did it in Nicaragua in the '80s. We did it in a lot of other countries. I don't think we should be the ones to say. I disagree with dictatorships, but also I don't think we should be the ones to to step into Venezuela and say Guaido is the right person. I don't think that shouldn't be our responsibility as a country.
mhm.
And I disagree with Trump on a lot of things, and so that's one of them as well.
Okay.
What are your perspectives on it?
okay, who wants to start?
You, Steven, that you like a lot to talk about it.
I like to talk about these topics too much. Okay, I think it's interesting what you are saying because yes, America, United States has been involved in so many. I don't want to say wars, but it's like a
Conflicts, right? Like armed conflicts. Yeah, we've
and
been. Go ahead.
I don't know what's. But I know that they do it just because they want to get something else. They want to. Always there is something that they want.
Yeah, like in this
Mhm.
case,
But
would you agree that it's because of petroleum in this case?
yes, but if we talk about Vietnam, Iraq,
Sure, sure.
I think United States has paid a too too high price
Yeah,
Mhm.
for that things because their soldiers they has sacrificed those soldiers,
yeah.
and they I don't know, the war is not the best way to get those things. Maybe if you
Mhm.
want to uh, I forgot how do you say negociar,
Negotiate.
to negotiate with them, maybe you can have something because sometimes the I forgot the word to say that someone when someone wants more than he needs than
It's greed. Um,
great wait,
greed. Greed.
um the greed is not the best way. Maybe the greed is blind them,
Yeah,
sometimes
greed is blinding.
is blinding
Ing.
them.
Yeah, greed blinds them. It's like an
So
active. Go ahead.
the greed is blinding them.
Yeah. Greed is blinding them.
blinding them.
That's a good
Uh,
sentence.
Maybe the government should think about it. I don't know. I think, but I think it's like a kind of politics, politic. I don't know, a rule, a law that they already have, that you already have.
What?
For example, to say we have the best army just because we want to get things, so we are gonna sacrifice uh, X quantity
Of people, of soldiers,
of
right?
people
Yeah,
to get that. People, I'm not saying that is bad, because sometimes people knows about the soldier know that they could die in that war, and
sure.
they are fighting for. That's something that I
Admire.
admire from your country, because your passion is focused on the economy of the country. For example, here in Colombia, we used to, that passion that you have, we have for football, we have for to, I don't know, for other things that maybe blinding us to see what what's really happen it's really happening.
Okay.
So it's something that I admire, but they shouldn't do those kind of things. Those, it's like, have you seen the purge?
The what? The what?
The purge, la purga. I don't know how do you say that.
Is it a? Is
P
it, go ahead.
is PURGE. Yeah,
The purge. Yeah,
The
yeah.
purge, purge.
Purge. Purge.
purge.
Well, I use this reference just to talk about how uh, can really change uh, a society.
Do you think really?
Yes, I think what would happen if we said, well, since tomorrow we are gonna be like United States, and we are gonna uh, invest more money in army, and we are gonna, what would happen? Maybe we won't be as United States, of course, but those kind of things, those kind of roles, those kind of it's part of the country. I don't know if
Mm,
I used a good comparison.
Comparison. Com- yeah, a good comparison. Um, it was interesting you brought up Vietnam. That's a topic I know a lot about. Something I studied, um, as well as other conflicts in America. Uh, it's a good question. Like the question is, should America be the policing force of the world? Should we do we have do we have any say in what happens in Venezuela? There's a lot of money to be had there with petroleum. There's a lot of uh, there's a lot of humanitarian. There's a humanitarian concern. I don't know if you guys understand that humanitarian concern. There's problems there.
mhm.
So, does America have a responsibility as one of the superpowers in the world to put their hands in the cookie jar to get placed in that conflict? And I think it really depends on which one we talk about. Um, Vietnam was a concern over communism and whether or not communism would take over the world. I don't think we should have been in Vietnam, but I wasn't alive back then, so I guess I can't really read the context. Um, but as far as Venezuela goes, I should we be the police of the world? And that's a question for you guys. Should America have their hands in Venezuela?
Mm,
A good question.
What is the question? Sorry?
Good
Should
question.
what?
Should America be
mm.
have have their hands on Venezuela in any way, in any kind of way.
Ryan, I think
Yeah.
the real question will be, uh, does the world have a policeman, like a police that ruled everybody? It's just because I think if it's not United States, who
Yeah,
or what?
that's a good
Because
question.
somebody is gonna take the. It's good to say take the power, take to rule around the world. Because I'm not saying that United States is ruling around the world, but that country has a lot of influence. If we talk about Latino, South South America,
Hmm.
and I don't know, some many parts from Europe and other countries. I mean, I think
Yeah, what do you think about Venezuela in particular? I guess, like, to get really specific, what do you think about America and American policies in Venezuela? Because Guaido is an American um, supported figure. I don't know how real he is. I mean, I don't know enough about Guaido to know how real he is, but I know that that's who America wants to be in Venezuela, in charge of Venezuela. We
Hmm.
said, and it's in the news, like Guaido is the real leader of Venezuela, or in America we create that news and we create truth like that. So that's a different conversation. But I guess, do you guys agree that America should have involvement with Venezuela?
Mm,
if if America, if the United States doesn't didn't want to get the petrol, yes, why not? I mean, they are helping and they are not doing curry favors, as I said, but curry favors.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't know. We have two. I don't know. So different, a quite different point of view
yeah,
of that,
yeah.
because we know, for example, here in I don't know if there it's happening too, but here in Colombia we see a lot of Venezuelan people that in this moment are homeless in this country.
Refugiados. You guys have a lot of refugees that are Venezuelan.
I
mhm.
would I wouldn't say refugiados. I
They're
would
just
say people that are suffering hard conditions. They are living in the street. They are eating. I'm not saying trash, but they are not, and they are here just because they say that the situation here is better than there.
mhm.
So I can't even imagine how people will be living, or I don't know how to explain that. So
Yeah. That's a
and
fair point. That's a good
yeah,
question. It's
the
a
the problem is that yes, and I like your point of view. I would like to think like you, because when you have that reality so near to you, and you see every day Venezuelan people suffering and asking for money, you ask to yourself, you wondering
you ask
to
you ask
yourself,
yourself. You ask yourself.
you ask yourself,
Hmm.
uh, if we are going for the right way, for the right road,
Yeah.
because is I sometimes it's not human what we do with Venezuelan people. We discriminate them. It's
Yeah.
correct to say that, and we think that
Discriminate.
discriminate them, discriminate them for just because they live there. Some people says no, Venezuelan people is lazy people just because, but they don't think. I don't know if if you know about the hot weather, what warm weather does in the people, in
If I know about what?
the warm the warm weather. I mean, think about hot places around the world.
Yep.
There, and now imagine that you lunch there. You get lunch,
Yep.
right? So when you get lunch, you start feeling sleepy.
Yeah, like a siesta. Yeah, like a.
Now imagine the weather, the temperature there is roasting you. Is And here we have the same problem because the Bogotan people is, I don't know. I love them, but I hate them at the same time because they say no. The coastmen, the costeños, they are lazy people because I don't know, they don't like to work, but they don't like to work because there the weather is something that they cannot just stand. Here, well, we have a cold weather, sometimes bad weather, but it's nice. And we if we think about it. So
Yeah, yeah. It's a difference in culture, right? Like the
yes,
yeah.
and we think they are lazy for that. So I think the problem is not Maduro. The problem is sometimes us because well the word, the dictator. I forget that word. I don't know what dictatorship, dictator,
Dictatorship.
dictatorship will end, will end. But what about the world in general? Because we are here and we just want to judge people. We just want to, and we don't really want to get better, to improve as a person, as human. I think. I mean,
Great. Well, man, like conclusion, tell us something about this topic. What do you think about this topic, Ryan?
Okay. All right. I think it's a hard topic, and I guess like to end the conversation, I want to give like a provocative question. Okay, so we started the conversation off talking about how what's Duque is assisting Venezuela more than it's assisting its own Colombian citizens, right?
Mhm.
I can make the same argument for America. I can make the same argument that America is helping people in Venezuela when we have a lot of issues here in America that need to be resolved. So it's not that I believe that. I think people in Venezuela are probably better off, or no, people in America are better off than people in Venezuela. It's just it's a difference in. There are questions that are hard to answer. There are questions that are hard to approach, right? And there are many answers, and there might not be a right one. It's hard to decide these topics, but um, yeah.
Great. Yeah, it's interesting topic, but it's a controversial topic too
Yeah,
because we
exactly.
have different ideas, different opinions about that. So
I value each opinion that was shared today, definitely, because I have a different perspective, and I like to hear your perspectives too. So thank you for sharing.
yeah, thank you very much,
thanks to you
guys,
for.
Thank
for this
you,
transmission.
Ryan.
And see you in the next time.
All
Um,
right.
Thank you,
what I
Ryan.
like to
Thank
think,
you.
Amazing.
Bye, Ryan. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. All right.
Yeah.
okay,
Thank you.
bye.
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 Goodbye.